How is it going, everyone? We are talking all about Starfield, baby, and it is coming to PlayStation 5, and it's looking to come to PlayStation 5 just a month away, as Bibliocoon Deal Labs is noting that Starfield is going to be arriving on PlayStation 5 on April the 7th. This was coming from Polish website PPL, and now Deal Labs is confirming that the game will be dropping on April 7th, with pre-orders opening up March the 18th or possibly on the evening of March the 17th, and they also do note a physical edition is scheduled for April the 7th. Now, that physical edition may not actually be completely physical, given that we've seen in the past, especially with Microsoft published games, that not all of the content is on disc, and especially with Bethesda titles, Bethesda published games, Indiana Jones, Doom the Dark Ages, just to name a few off the top of my head that have not been all the content on disc. So I would imagine that to be the case here as well, but we shall see. The price points are noted to be $49.99 for the standard edition, and the premium edition is $69.99, and that isn't all too bad of a price point. However, I really do think the optics on Starfield are fairly negative. That I'm sure there are some people that are going to be interested in checking the game out, but is it going to be something that's this megaton gigantic release? I don't think so, because there is this negative perception on the game, and it's not like it's an existing IP like a Fallout or Elder Scrolls that people think very fondly of, and the fact is, it's almost 3 years old at this point, 2.5 years old, and most people have made up their opinion on the game. Let's actually pull up the Steam reception on the game and see where it's sitting at right now all these years later. Yeah, it's got mixed reception, 83,000 reviews, 57% positive. Like, that's not awful, absolutely outrageous, but it's not best, and especially relative to the marquee Bethesda titles. A Fallout 4, an Elder Scrolls 5, Skyrim especially, Starfield is nowhere near that level, and now the optics of it have already been established, and this is not a case. I know that some people were talking about Starfield getting all of these updates, it getting better and better. Some people were even throwing around maybe Starfield will have a 2.0 release like Cyberpunk. Guys, it has been 2.5 years since this game has come out. There was already an expansion that released for this game in Shattered Space. The perception on this game has not gotten any better. Look at the strides Cyberpunk was making year over year. It's not like Cyberpunk 2.0 just came overnight without the game getting better. No, if you actually followed the trends of that game was getting better and better leading into 2.0, and then when they dropped an expansion, a $30 expansion, much like Shattered Space was, that expansion was pretty much unanimously well received, where Shattered Space, on the other hand, is now sitting at a mostly negative reception on Steam, 2,800 reviews, 28% positive. This game, from a perception and optics standpoint, is cooked compared to Cyberpunk. Yes, Cyberpunk launched at a disastrous state, but the strides that game was making year over year, you could track it back. You really can see that with Starfield, and Phantom Liberty is an expansion that has 10,000 reviews, 91% positive. It's literally the same price, you guys. It is $29.99. Shattered Space is $29.99, and it has 28% positive reception. This game, in no universe, its course should be compared to Cyberpunk, and let it be known, I did not hate Starfield as much as a lot of other people. I do think it is a game that totally exemplifies getting too ambitious for your own good, ultimately diluting the game, and you try to go a little too above and beyond. You gotta peel that back. The worlds in this game, yo, my god, you're exploring all of these worlds, open universe nonsense like this. It's just like, dude, a sea of emptiness is still emptiness that doesn't matter, and that's what I think was the key thing about Starfield. The game did not matter. I really felt no consequential ramifications for the things that I was doing in this game and the content that I was seeing in the game. It was just very bland. Did I think it was absolutely awful? No, but 3 years, 2.5 years after the release of the game, do I recommend spending $50 on it, $70 on the premium edition? Absolutely not. Absolutely not. If it goes on sale and it's down to, $19.99, fine. By all means, pick it up. But I just think, Crimson Desert is going to come out a couple weeks prior, and that's a game that you're probably not going to finish in a week and a half, 2 weeks before Starfield comes out. if you want to pick up an open world action title, that's probably going to be the one that people gravitate to. I don't think that Crimson Desert is really going to affect Starfield and its PS5 performance, because I just don't think there's much to affect there. I think the game will do okay. It's still Bethesda at the end of the day. I think it'll be a little bit of a novelty release, but it's not going to be this gargantuan release, and I just think people don't care about this game anymore. And if you like Starfield, that's fine, but I don't think anybody thinks of Starfield as this blow-away game that, oh my god, it's finally out on PlayStation. It'll be a fine release, it'll drop on PS5, it'll be in the news cycle for a week, there will probably be updates, there's notes of another expansion coming out, but I reiterate, at this point, does anybody really care about the game? There's so many compelling big titles coming out, and yes, I get it, some of these games, they're just releasing on a delay because Microsoft and Xbox's plans on how they release games has shifted, but in the case of Starfield, I don't think it's like Forza Horizon. I think it's more like Hellblade 2. It's not going to do as poorly as Hellblade 2, don't get me wrong. I don't think Hellblade 2, they ever released it with these expectations, and Hellblade 2 releasing at $50 was just egregious. I don't think it's going to, you know, be that level of a nobody cares as far as it coming to PS5, but I just think that when you compare it to a lot of the other games coming out, it's just not going to be something people are excited for, and you know, Bethesda's gonna drop Elder Scrolls 6, and they're gonna get another chance. That's the reality with a lot of these studios. Like, BioWare, of all studios, is gonna get another chance with the next Mass Effect game, in the sense that people are going to be very excited for the game. But also, let it be known, BioWare hasn't put out a game, and we talk about it all the time. BioWare hasn't put out a good game in 12 years. Bethesda, on the other hand, hasn't put out a good game in 11 years since Fallout 4, and it's been 15 years since the release of Skyrim. And think about this, 11 years ago, and I'm talking about Bethesda single-player games. I know that Fallout 76 and Bethesda Game Studios, of course. I know Fallout 76 at this point is fairly well-received, but in terms of their single-player games, their last big game was Fallout 4 that people liked, and people have their issues with Fallout 4, but that was 11 years ago. Think about this. 11 years prior to the release of Elder Scrolls V Skyrim would have been the year 2000, and I bring up Skyrim because that's such an iconic game, but literally, if you go back to 2011 and you thought, oh, Bethesda's not gonna put out a good game in 11 years, that would have been blasphemous. But when Skyrim came out, just to give you guys an idea of how long 11 years is, it would have been the year 2000. I don't think Halo would have even existed. So many incredible IPs just wouldn't have even existed. That's how long it's been since Bethesda has put out a top-level, high-quality title. And I know me calling Fallout 4 a top-level, high-quality title might be something that people disagree with. Look, I like Fallout 4. I thought it was a good game. I know it had an enormous amount of hype, but beyond that, at least Fallout 4 came out 4 years after Skyrim. It wasn't this 8-year wait between games. It's not this, you know, 10-year wait that we're having with Elder Scrolls 6, maybe 11 years, 12 years, who knows, from the time that game was announced to it being revealed. And let's be honest, the games are of lesser quality. I bring this up over and over again, but Bethesda's another one, much like BioWare, much like Rocksteady. The game development cycle has gotten extraordinarily longer, and the games are lesser in quality. It's one of the things I hate in gaming. I would throw Naughty Dog in there, to be honest, as well, but that'll do it for me. Let me know all of your thoughts in the comments section down below. Let me know your excitement level for Starfield. And again, I'm talking about this from a lens of somebody that didn't absolutely hate the game. I actually had fun with it, but it's like, dude, it's been 2.5 years. It's gonna be $50, $70 for the premium edition. It's just, I don't think people care about the game anymore, which, you know, it is what it is. It's another game to have on PS5. It'll eventually go on sale. Maybe it'll end up on Plus Extra at some point. Who knows? But, max price I would pay you guys is $19.99, maybe $24.99 if we're really pushing it. But that'll do it for me. Let me know all of your thoughts in the comment section down below. As always, sound off there. Thank you for watching, and goodbye. Hey guys, we hope you enjoyed the video, and if you did, make sure to hit the subscribe button, and if you're already subscribed, do us a favor and hit the bell icon. This way you'll be notified whenever we post a new video. That's the best way to keep up with all of our uploads, and we usually try to upload 2 videos a day. And with the bell icon hit, you'll be notified whenever we do upload a video. As always, thanks for watching.